Thank you so much, Ira. That was lovely. Thanks very much. So now we get to the conversation.
Well, Shubha, first of all, I'm so happy to be here. It's such a lovely evening, and what a view this is, yes. Absolutely stunning. So I'm so glad I'm here, and uh, very good evening to everyone here. Shobha, you've written so many books. You're a writer who's so prolific. What is it that really made you write this book, Insatiable? What is it what wanted to come out when you started this?
Amir, actually, it was a state of absolute panic. It was a run up to my 75th birthday. And I felt it was important to mark it in some way, but not in the conventional way and not going back into I was born here and I did, because I had done memoirs to mark my 50th, 60th, 70th. 75th, I don't think after that we all take it 1 year at a time, right? So 75 is already a good number to mark. And the structure of the book came about differently because I didn't, like I said, I didn't want it to be a conventional biography or a memoir. I thought of doing it as like 12 months, 365 days, 283 pages, and 75 years compressed in the book. And that's how it worked out month by month. It was written almost like a stream of consciousness, like cathartic, like in real time. And each month, whatever I was experiencing, but at the center of it all, because you always need something to hold a book or a narrative together. So I thought deeply about why it should be food and no other element. Food because it connects family, uh, friendship, and food is something we undermine, we take for granted. And at the same time, if you think about it, food, we spend so much of our time thinking about it and eating it and enjoying it. And it is one of life's great pleasures. So it's really, there was food for thought as well. But I didn't want it to be one of those giving gyan type of books. You know, I'm 75, I have all the answers. Because you actually realize at 75, you don't have any answers. You start looking for answers and saying, what the hell have I been doing all these years? So sort of bumbling along and imagining I knew what I was doing. So it is time for introspection. There's time for acknowledging failure, this time to be vulnerable, this time to say, uh, I'm tired of being this other person, which is a construct. And I've been writing without a gap, without a stop.
Hello, check.
Hello.
ये क्यों लगा है हेलो से बंद करो इसको
Hel- Hello, hello. Can you hear me? You can. Okay. Hello, madam. Come and sit. You missed your daughter's reading, but come and sit. But she did tell me she'd be a little late. Sit with mother. So just to get back to what we
Yeah,
were,
sorry, what were you saying? Yeah,
So we were talking about how food connects
correct.
in a marvelous and wonderful way, and that acknowledging
Huh.
one's vulnerabilities is not such a bad thing at 75. If not now, then when?
Right.
To say
Right.
that I've denied myself the luxury of tears for so long. If
So-
not now, then when? And 50 years of writing in the public domain uninterrupted. Now I'm sick of all of that. I just want to be doing what I'm doing, writing what I'm writing, saying what I'm saying, and I'll run with whatever comes.
So can we expect more? Can we expect a more, dare I say it, bolder Shobha now that she's opened up?
Bolder, I mean, I don't know that anyone's ready for bolder, but I had enough of,
Because I don't think you ever held back.
well,
And that's your amazing quality. The fact
no,
that
I
you're
held
upfront.
back
the
about
fact,
myself.
ah, right,
difference.
right. That's a big difference.
Yeah.
So,
So
that's
that
so
was a
that's,
big challenge.
So we're going to see parts of you and sides of you which we haven't seen before in this
Well,
book. Parag.
certainly in this book, and there's a lot of family in this book, and I'm really reassured to know they're still talking to me, all of them. So that was my big concern because you know how it is, and especially when you're talking about children, and they all get competitive, and they
Yeah.
all start counting each line and saying, "Oh, she's got much more than I have," and you focused on
The other
him
one.
much more than me,
Right.
and you've forgotten all that I've done.
Right.
Each time we're in the car, I become your DJ, I play your favorite tunes. None of that gets mentioned in the book. So yes, I've dealt with a lot of stuff, still dealing with it, but I really did take a huge chance, and well, I'm glad I did. And so far, they haven't, like I said, they're still talking to me and showing me a lot of love, so it can't be that bad. But it is a very delicate balancing act, I mean, as you
Right.
can imagine.
Yes.
When
Especially when you're
discussing-
writing about personal stuff.
Yeah, when
You have to be very
yeah.
sensitive.
And writing about your own family, it is extremely, extremely difficult to do that. And I'd done it many years ago, but it was a bit of a cheat at that time. The children were much younger, and I was counting on them not reading the book at all because they were too young to read, and probably they didn't. And it was letters to my children, which were I still they were sentimental letters, but also truthful letters with. But you know, being upfront about your own life is never easy,
Yeah.
as I'm sure all actors know, because they're always playing a part. But when they're asked to be completely themselves, they wonder, who am I?
Yeah.
You know, so
So tell me, did this kind of coincide with when you were at home in COVID? So were these thoughts actually kind of circling in your head at that time?
yes, COVID was an incredibly complex period for all of us. It was cataclysmic for the entire world, and it did strange things to everyone. I don't think any person has come out of COVID saying I'm exactly the same as I was pre-COVID. No one is untouched. It flattened us all. And perhaps for the first time in the history of the universe, every person was equally vulnerable. Not even through wars has that happened. It was that one moment when the entire universe had one single fear. And that has to have changed us. And also the fact that the lockdown forced us to stay within four walls of our homes, not meet colleagues. I mean, my grandchildren, the little one, for example, didn't get a chance to interact with other kids. They didn't go to school. There was, you know, all of that. And adults had their own set of, you know, weird stuff to deal
Challenges,
with.
yeah.
Lots of challenges where you ended up almost wanting to kill one another. And you saw sides to each other which weren't pleasant at all. And then if you lived through all of that, I think you emerged more honest and more upfront even in your relationships. So yes, 100% there was a lot of introspection during COVID, a lot of time to think about stuff. And I did, in fact, uh, shoot 50 videos back to back as therapy for myself, or I would have gone nuts. And I sang foolish songs at the end of each video. I can't hold a note. I don't know the lyrics. I can't sing. And I started to sing it just for fun, and people started saying, "Oh, you should sing some more," because they were enjoying what an idiot I was making of myself. But it was therapeutic, and I'm glad Anandita was good enough to shoot them every single day. Short videos, like 2 minutes, 3 minutes. I had to bully her most of the time. She was dealing with her own stuff, right, during COVID. But yeah, I think COVID was a huge.
How do you think it has changed you? In what way?
I think I'm just much more ready to take whatever it is from whosoever it is. I feel I have I'm naked. I have nothing to lose. I feel I have shown my true colors to all those in my family and those I love. And if they still respond to me and feel positively towards me, then I must have done something right, I guess. But I think just being yourself, it freed me
That's so nice.
incredibly. It just freed me. I mean, it's gave me the kind of courage to own up to so many things which in the past would have been very hard to do it, at least publicly.
Right. So this is in that sense a very important book for you because it's about people who are close to you and that's really important to you.
That is the only single most important truth to me in my life, as it is, I'm sure, for a lot of people.
Yeah.
There's nothing beyond that can be bigger or greater.
Yeah.
So,
Actually, I
acceptance
went
from
through a
that, yeah.
similar realization during COVID.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tell us.
Well,
yeah.
I kind of felt that COVID made you realize how vulnerable not just you are, but the people around you are. And you get scared for people who you're close to, who you love. And I think it was in that frame of mind that I started really thinking about the people who are close to me. And then I realized that for my entire adult life, from the age I was 18, I began working as an assistant director. So from then up until now, I've just been, fully focused on films and cinema, and that's been my passion.